Welcome to the TLC Talk, a podcast by Ohio 4-H Teens. Hello, everyone. My name is Wyatt Morrow, and I am the Communications Committee Chair on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. This episode is with Madelyn Fannin. She is a member of the Morale Committee and will be speaking with us today about national 4-H opportunities such as Congress and CWF. Madelyn, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Madelyn Fannin, and I'm a 13-year member from Jackson County. Like Wyatt said, I serve on the Morale Committee on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. I have been on TLC for 4 years now, and I've previously served on Outreach and the Social Media Committee. I am the president of the Jackson County Junior Fair Board. I'm also a camp counselor and a member of the Junior Leaders Program, and I'm also the 2023 Jackson County Fair Queen.
Fantastic. So, like I said, we will be talking about CWF in Congress today. So, to get us started, can you give us a brief overview about what CWF is and what all you get to experience?
Yeah, so CWF stands for Citizenship Washington Focus, and it is 5 nights and 6 days in Washington, D.C., and it gives 4-H members the chance to visit the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., while also learning about civil discourse. The goal of CWF is to really teach the youth how to be well-informed citizens that can participate in effective discussion and engagement. Um, so the schedule for CWF looks like so there's one full day where you get to travel all throughout Washington, D.C. and explore the different monuments and museums and really learn about the history, which is a lot of fun. It's a long day, but you get to spend it with your entire state, so you get to make all kinds of memories. And each day you have breakout sessions, which will teach you how to work with others that might have a different viewpoint than you and might not believe the same thing as you. You also have one day where you will attend Capitol Hill and you get to meet with staffers from the Senate that represent politicians from Ohio, and you get to discuss the 4-H program as a whole. And another really important thing about CWF is you have a town hall day, which is where you get paired with people from your state to come up with an action plan to help solve a problem maybe that you have in your community. My town hall group came up with the idea to bring an idea about inclusivity and diversity. And our solution was to bring 4-Hers together, maybe at the state level or just at a community level to really show how important it is that we are inclusive. Inclusive, yeah.
It's really fantastic how going to CWF, you get to see a lot of different perspectives because obviously, like, not every state has the same laws when it comes to certain issues. So hearing like different perspectives on different issues is super, super helpful, especially when you're working on your town hall discussions. I know, like you said, working on the one with inclusivity, I was, also part of that group and getting to hear differing viewpoints about what other people thought from different states. It was really, really interesting to kind of just get that perspective on an issue, that's near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, it was really cool because I remember hearing um like a problem, I think it was out in like South Dakota, that they just had like they didn't have houses and just like in a community, and like it was just like it was really eye-opening to hear the problems that are across the country that you think that like you'll never hear about, but it's a real problem. And like it was really like neat to like see like 4-H members from those states like come together to like help better their community.
Absolutely. I think we were there with South Dakota, there was Arizona, Georgia, if I remember correctly, us,
Yeah.
maybe a couple other states.
Iowa and Idaho, because I remember which one's the potato state, Idaho.
Idaho.
Because
I
I
think
remember
so.
getting the potato pen.
Yes. And that's
Yeah.
another cool thing about CWF is you guys will all get to do a pin trade. I mean, that's a
Yes.
lot of fun too because like I have a whole box filled with them of like pins that we got throughout our trip. There was like some really cool ones. There's even like some things that people will hand make as well that maybe aren't like a pin, but it's like super, super cool keepsakes that you get to have from like a bunch of different states. It's a
Yeah.
great experience. So
I
you
think
kind
I
of
like
had memories too. Can you speak about some of your favorites from CWF?
Yeah, so obviously like meeting people from different states is like a huge one because like the final night you have a dance, so like that is like a really good like way to like um interact with people. But another like one event that like comes to the forefront of my mind was the Twilight Tattoo. Is that what it's called? Yes. And you got to see members of the US military like put on like a performance. And it was really cool because we got to go down and like meet them at the end of it. And it was really just a unique experience because um the military is so important. So it was just like really neat to see them do
Absolutely.
something that was like special to them.
Absolutely. And it was a whole performance. So it's like
Yeah,
there's singing, like there's some of the soldiers that are singing in it, and then they do like all these war reenactments and speak about like, different things throughout different periods of time, and they're all dressed in these different clothes from different periods. It was so interesting to
especially
watch and experience and be a part of. And you're right, like going after and meeting them and talking to them about their experiences. It was so
yeah.
that was probably one of my favorites, getting to see that too. There's also a states night out where you get to kind of go out with your state and eat out, and it's a lot of
That
fun.
was so much fun, yes.
That was
And
definitely.
also sorry. Also just like touring the different monuments that day. Like that was such a long and hot day. I remember we were like seat partners like on the bus. So like it was just a long and hot day, but it was just like really cool because like I went to DC when I was younger, but like I didn't really like appreciate the history of it. And so like it was like really unique. Or it was really like special to just like really like understand like how important DC really is.
Absolutely. And there's like so many random fun facts that you would never even
There
think of.
are,
Remember
yes.
the one about the Lincoln Memorial where there's like a typo that they tried to fix like on the walls of the Lincoln Memorial? That's like one of
Yeah.
my favorites. I don't know why. And then you talked about like museums too that we got to
Yeah.
visit. We got to
The
visit
Air and
the
Space Museum was so cool.
yes.
Like it was like I was watching like the news the other day because about the eclipse.
Mhm.
And like I was like, oh my gosh, I was there.
Yeah,
It was
definitely. That was one of my favorites because it's like all these like antique like
yeah.
spaceships and stuff. And then we also went to I went to the American History Museum. Did you also go to that one?
So fun fact, we tried to go to the I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's where they keep like the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, okay.
We tried to go to that museum. And like I remember us walking there and it was closed. So
Oh.
like we couldn't get in there. And I remember so I actually didn't get to go to two museums that day, but
Mhm. That's another.
I remember you showing me pictures of the museum you went to and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then that's also the day that we got to see the Department of Agriculture. We
Yes.
got to see that building and then we went to the Holocaust that day.
Yes.
That was insane. Like I loved that, like seeing that
Like the
museum.
history, because like you don't
Yes.
really understand it, and then when you get to like immerse yourself and see all the, like the artifacts and everything from it, it's such a interesting exhibit, and it's silent the whole time you walk through
I
it.
know.
Took
Yeah.
us what, at least like 2 hours to get through it, right? Like.
Yeah. And you get to like, cause like they have like video, like they have like it's like someone talking and explaining it to you. So it was really cool. And like you get like assigned someone whenever you like go in.
Mhm.
Um, so it was really overall like CWF was such a unique experience and I truly would like recommend it to anyone. Um, I think it's like it's one of my favorite 4-H memories for sure.
Absolutely. Now, to talk about our next opportunity, we're going to be talking about Congress. So, can you kind of talk about what is the selection process like for that, and what were you selected for to be representing at Congress?
Yeah, so I this time last year I won an Ohio Achievement Award, which I won in the GOAT category. And basically it's a really long application and there's different parts to it. I can't remember, there might be 4 or 5 sections to the application, somewhere around there. It's like your project work, like your leadership, your educational, and then like the awards you've won, and then there's like your school, like your community, like non 4-H stuff, and then there's an essay portion, and then you also make a picture board with all the different pictures from your 4-H career. So I was fortunate enough to win in one of those categories, which, like I said, was the GOAT category. So there's 26 different categories you can win, I believe. So there was around like 26 of us that went. and we had a banquet in May, and we got to like meet everyone and just like discuss how much fun it would be. So we went to Atlanta, Georgia, um, this past November. We actually flew out the day after Thanksgiving. So it was like, it was really insane because me personally, I don't like to fly. So it was like pretty interesting. But Congress is 4 nights and 5 days to Atlanta, Georgia, like I said. And it's an event that allows 4-H teens from all across the country to really engage in leadership, citizenship, global awareness, and inclusion. You get the opportunity to travel around Atlanta, and you also get to complete a community service project. I was assigned a park that was located in downtown Atlanta, and basically we just cleaned up around the park and um, pulled weeds, picked up trash, and it was just like really cool to help them with something that was like so important to their community. And just help like better that park because I got to talk to the person that was like over it. And he said that like it's such like a calm and like relaxing park that like a bunch of like elderly get to go there. So it was just like really special to like help them out. You also have informational sessions throughout the entire time you're there, and you get to interact with different 4-Hers from across the state. Um, there was so many, I don't want to say that all the states were there, but there was people from Puerto Rico that was there, which was really cool. Um, and so like it was really unique to like hear about their 4-H, like their 4-H program down there because it's like a lot different than the one here in Ohio. Um, so yeah, like I thought it was like a really unique experience and you have sessions every day like I said, and then you also have there's keynote speakers. Um yeah.
So, like, you said that like there was a bunch of other states there.
Yeah.
Was there like a lot of time to interact with other states while at Congress?
Yeah. So you get to, there's one day that it's like full of sessions, like you don't leave the hotel, which is another really cool thing because you're all placed in the same hotel. And fun fact, the hotel that you stay in is where a scene from the Hunger Games was filmed. So like it's really cool. Yeah. And so you're all in the hotel and like all of Ohio was on one floor. So but you could like see like it was open so like you could see the different floors. So like you had time to like obviously like interact with the different states there. But whenever you could attend different sessions, like you would have people from different states in your session.
So, what were the sessions like? What were some of like the topics? Do you remember like what was like the premise of the sessions?
So one of the sessions was yoga. There was very like unique and diverse experiences. One of them was like you I sat on a panel with I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to say like she was like in politics and she like held an office. Like I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it was like really cool because she and her husband were farmers and then she decided to get involved with politics. I wish I could like remember her name. I hate that. But I sat on a panel like I watched her and there was like a multiple other people there that had also attended 4-H Congress like back in their day, and that was just like answering questions about college and like life, maybe like after high school. And then another session that I sat in on was trying to think public speaking and like interaction. So like the sessions were like really diverse to like really learn about like I said, like your leadership skills and your team building skills and like inclusion. Did I just cut out?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. Um, so yeah, it was like a very wide variety of sessions.
Fantastic. So, with the premise of, having this, big, diverse group of sessions and people from all across the country, what were some of your favorite memories that you made throughout Congress?
Um, so the community service one was like probably like one of my like top memories just because like we got to go like outside and like that day was like fairly warm and I met a friend from Georgia and he was like amazing and so like, I got to spend the day with him. You also had there was a there was two dances which like 4-H, so like we love like dancing and stuff. So like that was amazing because I remember we did like a really big fishing in the dark, and like it's so like crazy to see like different versions of fishing in the dark. Like because like different states do like different versions. So like that was like really unique to see like how like maybe like Georgia did it, whereas like how Ohio did it. And then there's one day that we got to travel outside of the hotel and we got to go to the aquarium, which was a lot of fun actually. And we got to go to the World of Coke Museum, which is fun. And there's also a states night out, and we got to go to the History Museum. And that was a lot of fun to learn about the history of Atlanta.
Absolutely. I heard that like all three of those like experiences that you mentioned, kind of like going out with your state, like I heard that all of those were super, super fun to kind of experience and look at and everything.
Yes.
So my last question for you is to close out, what advice do you have for 4-H members that are watching this?
My advice to younger 4-H members would definitely be to explore outside of your county. Just if like even if you're from like a smaller county, like I'm from Jackson County, so it's like a pretty small county. But there's so much more than just the opportunities that you have in your county level. So I definitely recommend like branching out, like joining TLC or even for Hey, like it's a great way to just like get your 4-H career started. And the opportunities that 4-H have are like so like endless. Like you can like make a career out of it and like it just like really helps you like pave the way like for your like career. And like I know like I wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation with you if I didn't join TLC or just like branch out of Jackson County. So I definitely like recommend like even if you're like shy and reserved, um just branch out and I promise you won't regret it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your piece of advice and speaking about these different opportunities that you've been able to experience. It was really great getting your insight and perspective on the opportunities that you've had through these National 4-H opportunities.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for more episodes coming soon on our channel.